All right, everybody, welcome to the Real Sith of Genius, our second show. I hope everybody saw that. This is our first attempt. Hope everything's coming in clear. I am one of your hosts. This is Ranger J 1999, and god damn it, it feels good to have shit finally working. I gotta tell you, this stuff last week basically drove me up a frickin' pole. But I'm not by myself. It's now time to introduce my people that peeps, my homies, the people that'll be joining me on this adventure tonight. Let me introduce you to, of course, my co-host, Mr. Infinity himself and the Sith Lord Stu. Guys, say
what
something.
Up?
What up?
Howdy, howdy.
What is going on, guys? How was your 4th of July?
Explosive.
And
intoxicating.
Okay.
Mine was relaxing, and I watched the fireworks on TV because I'm too lazy to go outside.
Okay.
I saw Alice in Chains and Guns N' Roses at Soldier Field.
Bastard.
And that was awesome.
How were they?
They were surprisingly really good. Really good, man. Slash is a beast. Axl Rose sounded like he cares about singing again. Didn't sound like a fucking, whiny little dick mouse getting run over. But it was awesome, man. Alice in Chains rocked as well. I love Alice in Chains. I went there to see them more than Guns N' Roses, but Alice in Chains only played for about 50 minutes, and then Guns N' Roses came on and jammed out for like 3 hours. That was awesome.
That is pimp. And joining us also tonight, Mr. from the mighty Psy, is Mr. Dark Lord Lampshade himself. Mr. Lampshade, go ahead and say hi to the folks out there in TV land.
May the power of the dark side consume you. Hey, what's up?
That was a mighty intro there.
I know. So,
I gotta keep the Dark Lord thing going. It's kind of my thing.
Good.
Let it consume you.
Oh Lord.
Strike me down.
Well, you heard him, Stu. Go handle that shit while we do this stream. So, everyone say goodbye to Lampshade. He's about to be destroyed with a lightsaber. But welcome to the Real Sith of Genius. This is where we talk, you guessed it, about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. The way the show works is we're just a couple guys left playing the game. We get together. We kind of talk about different aspects of the game that are happening, kind of give our opinions, talk about gameplay, offer advice. We'll do that at the end of the last part of the show. If you have questions, we've got someone watching the stream right now, Mr. Django Fett, who has been gracious enough to volunteer and watch the stream. So if you have questions, fire them away. He'll keep track of them during the broadcast, and at the end we'll go into your questions. So let's start off with what we're going to call the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes news. Now bear with me while I pull it up. There we go. And all these wonderful images you're seeing were done by none other than Mr. Finity himself. So Mr. Finity, take a bow because you did all this fabulous work.
I'm bowing, you just can't see it.
Well, bow better. Bow louder. Jesus. How the fuck's going to see anything?
Wow.
I would also accept a curtsy.
Yeah, right. That would work. That would be good. So let's get into the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes news. First thing is, now this is all from the forums and other places, pretty much that we've put together since we last streamed. The first one is that they had a game update that went out on June 26, 2016. I know we're a little bit behind. That introduced the Credit Heist event. Stu, why don't you kick us off and tell us what you thought of the Credit Heist event and just your overall impressions of it.
I thought it was challenging. I thought it was good. It gave you a decent amount of credits on there. It's forcing people to level up characters that they otherwise wouldn't, which again I would always recommend not doing. I mean, if all you need is a couple extra gear pieces, or put some credits into them to get them from level 60 to 72 or something like that to make them a little more competitive, fine. But don't go nuts and abandon any of your current projects. I mean, if you have an arena team that you're working on and your arena team isn't done yet, obviously you want to stick to that. Don't hurt yourself in the long run trying to chase this. The Credit Heist event will come back. It's going to show up randomly, so just slowly work on it in time. There's this like sense of urgency with players that's like, ooh, shit, I got to do it now. I got to do it right now. And no, you really don't. It'll come back. And Scoundrels do have some interesting synergies with them. I'm kind of glad that they did it because I got to actually play around with the Scoundrels a little bit more, and I've got some cool stuff working there.
Nice. Lampshade or Finn, when you two want to jump on now? Now bear with me, guys. I'm gonna try to play music. If it doesn't work, I'll turn it off. But I'll get some background music going on. So, Finn, why don't you give your opinion on that, and then Lampshade, you jump in. What you guys thought of the event? Good, bad, the ugly.
Well, my situation hasn't changed since we discussed it last week. I didn't have the Scoundrels in order to do the Credit Heist. So yeah, I never got a chance to actually do it. That was 4 out of 5.
Well, as I'm a dirty, rotten scoundrel, as I like to refer to my own self, I have to say I was actually kind of impressed with how EA went about it, considering they've had some hiccups and things that they've gone through, that they spent the entire month kind of going through, giving you the chance to get Dengar just through logging in. So if you'd stayed on course, you're part of a guild, you'd saved up your cash, you may have a chance that he would have dropped in the last couple hours leading up to the event. So people, hey, it's a business, they're spending more crystals, they may or may not have to have spent any to get Dengar just to get that last little piece if they were just on that edge. But as an event, right along with what Stu says, hey, work on your PvP team, get that up and going. But kind of looking at it on an event level, it's definitely more frequent, and it's an easy way to get some cash. So in the other events, and I'm not going to go into them, but we'll get to that in a bit, they're definitely really more thorough. There's a lot more to it, but this is going to be more often. So this one may be the one that you want to start gearing up for first. That's my opinion for this particular event versus, gearing up towards the Trouble in Teddy Paradise Picnic, or, whether you're gearing up for First Order, or Rebels. But I really thought this was a good ad. They failed on quite a few different events coming forward, but this I feel was a solid strike. So
okay. Finn, anything do you want to add to that?
Since the last time I spoke, I still don't have the Scoundrels for the event.
Okay, me too. So we have nothing to add. Yeah, I had the same issue, so I was like, that won't be an event I will not be doing anytime soon. So the next thing is the guild bank currency to guild leaders to help with the issue they were facing with the currency cap that was in place. I know our guild, we had to do some raids because we got 100K in credits all of a sudden. Finn, why don't you start us off and talk about that guild bank currency that was given to everybody this weekend and get the conversation talking about that.
All right, so overall, it was a really good thing that they did. There were problems going on with guild banks and people bringing in alt and getting all the extra ones. So the fact that they were giving everybody the 100,000 was a nice thing on their part. Now, there obviously were complaints. It happened right at the beginning of the month where a lot of guilds were trying to save up coins in order to boost their way up of the leaderboards right at the beginning. And so some people were unable to get the benefits of that reward if the guild leader logged in before you were able to spend enough to get your raid or your guild bank coins down below 100,000. For our guild, it was good because we were at 16,000 when they boosted us up to 100. So we got like 84,000 extra coins, which was awesome. The only downside is without much notice, we went from having to raid our next raid on Monday to having to raid on Saturday. And our guild, and I know some guilds do this, some don't, they try to avoid weekend raids as much as possible. Ours is pretty much all weekday raids. So that was kind of the one downside, but I'm not going to complain about it. Everybody got extra rewards, and I think it was great by EA to kind of find some way, if nothing else, to try and help those that weren't benefiting from all the alt jumping and getting extra coins and all that kind of stuff. What do you think, Stu?
I thought it was fine. I mean, people that were building up for it and prepared for it, and they capped out at their 150. You know, you start a raid before the guilds reset at 3 a.m. You start again, and then after that, you start collecting coins so you can do your 3 raids and do everything. And look, if there's a guild out there that was sitting there, they're doing a raid, and then they got bumped up to 100K, what are they going to do now? Do another raid, 2, and then they're back, and then now they don't have enough to do it again. So it doesn't really give anybody, you know, a huge advantage. You know, if anything, people got an extra raid, or they got to raid when they weren't going to raid, because I know a lot of people don't really give a shit about the leaderboards. That's what my guild did this month. We didn't load up for this month at all, but you know, it was fine. It was a nice little surprise, and it was, ooh, look, we have 100,000. And really, I mean, what does it mean after that one day? Like I said, after you use the coins, what does it mean? It's not worth really getting upset about and hammering the devs over, I don't think.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be curious to get your opinion, Ranger. You know, just being part of the leadership and trying to get that all put together. I think, you know, Finney put up a great response. But what about for like somebody who, you know, you're just chilling, you finish your raid. How was that for you? Just getting blasted like 1,000 times on Discord, going, "Hey, raid time! Hey, you there? Where you at?"
Well, I made a list of all the people in the guild that were officers and planned a sniper mission, and then I thought better of it. Honestly, it did. I don't really have any kind of conflicts with it. So for me, I was like, okay, cool. You know, I thought the way it was expressed was fine. It's like, hey, we got extra stuff. You know, sometimes you got to be able to adjust. So for me, it was really not a big issue. You know, I mean, it's like, okay, we need to raid. But I think our guild does a really good job of, you know, communicating and you know, getting everybody in the right place in the right time that's the best fit for them. You know, so I think it was good. So, all right, so let's talk about the next thing, because I think we talked about that enough. They said they adjust the price of raid gear that appears on shipments. I'm going right to you, Finn, because I know you've got some opinions about this sucker. So go ahead and talk about the price of raid gear that appears in shipments now.
So I'm going to take credit for Real Sith of Genius causing this change, because we discussed this last week about how the scanners were overpriced, and we suggested that they bring down the price to 1,400 or 1,600, and that is what they did. So they brought it down to 1,400. Anybody that bought it at 2,200 supposed to get a refund. Now, some people that bought it within that little transition period still didn't get it, but they should be getting it at some point. They're just working on the fix in order to get it. So it looks, I'm hoping that we're having some kind of impact. So yay us.
Stu.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and blame Finney for all of that.
I said Stu. Dark Lampshade, quit trying to take over quit trying to take over. I was kidding. Go ahead, man.
Okay, my thoughts on what?
Live stream for the win.
Stu, say something, because I'm laughing too hard.
I don't know, what was the topic of discussion? I was screaming at people in the YouTube chat.
The shipments, the price change.
For the scanners?
For everything, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't give a flying fuck. I haven't seen one. After all the crystals that I spent. You know, I'd give a shit if they would actually fucking show up, but I haven't seen one. Hold on, wait, let me check my shipments.
And this has been Deep Thoughts with Sith Lord Stu.
Still no scanner, so I stopped refreshing a few days ago. Fuck it, you know, if it's gonna show up, it'll show up. If not, then.
Oh Christ, Lampshade, go ahead, brother. I didn't mean to. I was just messing with you. I didn't know that was gonna happen.
No worries, dude. I just wanted to jump in and give Finney all the props for doing it all. It's all Finney's fault.
Do you have any thoughts?
My thoughts are I need Finney to reach out to EA more often.
They should.
That is what
actually.
we are doing on this.
All right, so we're back up and going. All right. Looks like the
Yep.
Discord got nice and full for everybody.
Yeah.
And we have Grandepatron in the channel. The great bearded one himself has joined us. Looks like we got,
I am here.
I know.
Yeah, good to be talking with you, brother.
I'm glad to have you back, man. And you are back in the game.
That's it. I am back. I'm playing the game.
So how much bribing did it take to get the game from your child? So I think that's the press.
That is without a doubt one of the most pertinent questions. It was so it took a $25 gift card, and it took helping her set up her own new account.
Nice.
And it's good. And then the other one magically quit. Magically decided to quit. So the alt is back as well.
Wow! All right.
So everything is like normal.
So you got your alt back, but now you can't guild hop.
I have never been a guild hopper in my life.
Grande, don't lie. You were doing it with me, man.
Yeah. Anybody could go look at SWGOH and look at the number of raids I've pulled and realize I'm not a guild hopper by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, not now. You quit the game.
Oh, my God. Oh, man.
All
Grande,
right.
you didn't quit. You're back, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I'm back.
We worked on them.
Back in
We
action.
worked on them.
Full force.
I did.
It was Baldo. Baldo is the one that convinced
Oh,
me.
see?
Baldo was like, dude, come on, bro. You're like my friend. And we were sitting here in chat one day. It was myself and Bimasu, and Bimasu was like, Bimasu's in our guild. He's in Omega, and he's like, we would really like to have you back. And I'm like, well, work's gotten better, and the whole health stuff and is with my family's gotten better. And I was like, all right, we'll make this happen. Sure enough. Let's
Good,
do it.
and I hope everybody else that has talked to Grande trying to get him back and everything just feels like a sack of shit.
No.
No one else doesn't mean shit.
Everybody, I love all my friends, and I have tons of friends. So everybody is super cool. That's for sure.
Okay, so let's get back into the stream. Some additional things for the news. I apologize to everybody out there. Yeah, me apologizing again because my system crashed. That's part of the news.
It's all right.
All right, so what's the next topic?
Next is the Geonosian Spy. They're working on doing some additional testing at the game studio. They'll have the details to share on this character next week once they have some time to dive deeper into all of your feedback. My question is, I didn't provide any feedback. Yeah, he's hot garbage. Anybody's thoughts? Anybody have him? Anything about this item? Anybody want to talk about? No.
I've heard from people
Nope.
from passed out that he's garbage.
Straight garbage. All right. There were some players that did not receive their 800 crystals back after they had purchased scanners from guild shipments for 2205 crystals. This was due to them purchasing them in a window while they were rolling out the change to the price, and also if
We
their
discussed
shipments.
that next.
You already talked about that?
Yeah, we talked about it when we talked about the thing. You're reading off the wrong paper.
No, I'm not. I'm reading off the one you sent me, you fool.
No, it's not on there.
It's
You
not.
are reading nonsense.
Well, we can still talk about it if anybody has some feelings on it.
I'm just glad they lowered the stinking price.
Yeah, me too.
It seems more in line. I mean, pretty much all the unobtainables should be relatively close to the same price, if not the exact same price, in my opinion. So they made
just keep them all 1400 exactly.
I'm great with that.
Here's the problem. Stun cuffs, those Carbantes, all that shit's overpriced.
Yeah,
And then,
exactly.
Like, look at the raid gear, man. Raid gear's cheaper by a significant amount than those black ball things and like all that stuff.
Yeah, they can do something like that. And if anybody that it's watching, listening, that hasn't gotten their 800 crystals back, just think about, first of all, just be patient. We don't need to light up the forums every day or anything like that.
Support.
Be patient, but also understand what you're talking about. You bought a scanner, so fuck you. because I still haven't seen one.
I'm with you.
I will pay
haven't
the
seen one.
2,200 or whatever the fuck it
There's
was.
one.
I've never
on my
seen this.
ship.
I didn't see a single scanner. I mean, I did see some. I think I bought a droid collar once, and of course, we had furnaces for weeks and weeks and weeks, and so I've gotten to the point where I have no one to put a furnace on, but I could use. I want to say like right now about 16 scanners, just with guys that are ready to put it on them, not guys that need them at the next level or the next level.
It's a good pig.
Okay.
Do what now?
All right, so I pulled up the correct news information we're supposed to be talking about.
Okay.
So let's talk about the assault battle with the Ewoks. I can tell you from my own experience, I was not able to complete it. I've got to like the 8th battle, and I just don't have the tunes leveled yet to do it with my Empire side. Anybody here complete it, and is it worth spending the time and effort to try to complete it?
I completed it,
Of course you
and it was...
You fucking well.
It was... No, not even close, man.
Well,
you can't even consider yourself a whale unless you have Grievous. But
I mean, effectively, if you had focused on droids, which this event is Empire and droids, so if you're looking for the 2-for-1 here, focus on droids because we know the droid event is coming back, and then focus on droids because if this event comes back, then you can get this event as well.
Yep,
So,
and it does give you a lot of shards, Ewok shards. It gives you your 1,000,000 credits. I think it was actually a little above 1,000,000 credits to complete the first time. I've done it a few times after that too, but afterwards it's like, you get a couple shards, you get 50,000 credits. I did not complete the second tier though.
Okay.
I'm talking strictly about the first one. I tried the second tier one a few times. Got to the 8th stage and just got my ass handed to me. So I was like, fuck it. I don't care that much.
Fuck the entire event.
Yeah, that much about it. But what the team I was using was a Tarkin lead.
That's a pig.
Tarkin lead, Darth Vader. Who was I using? Yeah, Tarkin lead, Darth Vader, Royal Guard, IG-86, and Magna Trooper.
Nice.
Okay.
Not too bad, especially with...
That's MVP.
Well, I mean, it's not the best, but, I never really went for droids, so I don't have droids. Never really focused on Empire too much, so don't really have, max... I got Tarkin 7-star, RG 7-star, and I think those are the only 2 7-star... Oh, Tarkin, IG-86, and RG were my only 7-stars in that, so... whatever.
I used that pig Magma Trooper. He's so bad. He sucks.
He's alright. I mean, he's got an AoE. That ricochet damage, or whatever you want to call that stuff, that was cool. That knocked off a couple of those easy-to-kill Ewoks a couple of times. So, that's cool.
It's definitely an AoE event. AoEs are real important in that particular. You could definitely tell, and stuns. So,
AoEs are really important, and if anybody's struggling with it and you're using Darth Vader, do not be shy to use his saber throw, even if there's no negative status effects or DOTs on the enemy. Just, dude, if you're about to get whacked by those fucking little scouts, who cares, man? Throw the saber at him, kill him, come back, knock him, get your next attack in, and kill 2 of them in 1 turn.
Grande's right, though, about the droids, because you've got 88 and HK, both with AoEs, and they do mass damage. And if you run HK lead, now you're talking.
So,
yeah, exactly.
And if you're trying to be, this is a resource management game. If you are trying to manage resources, we know we have a Scoundrel event, we know we have a Rebel event. That means Lando. Really consider if you don't need someone for PvP and you don't need someone for raids, which is something you do PvP and you do raiding, either every day or every other day. You need to get your PvP team right. You need to get your raid teams right. But after that, if you're looking at these really cool events, you need to be looking at people that you could do 2-for-1 on, like droids, like Lando, that could be both the Scoundrel event and the Rebel event. That way you're basically getting 2-for-1. with those particular characters. At least that would be my advice. That's what I'm doing. I went straight. I finished Akbar, went straight to Leia. My next thing is I'm going to get HK and IG-88 finished up in PvP, and then I'm going straight for Lando in Cantina just for that reason, so I could be sure that I'm going to knock those events out of the park the next time.
Yep, I'm working on Lando too.
I mean, it's okay if you don't get them the first time.
Farm Lando, the man's a beast.
Yeah. And there are some videos out there that show Lando soloing the entire light side by himself, light side battles. So there are some pretty sick videos out there. The guy's got a really good AOE. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff to say about that. So
hey,
yeah, exactly.
Everybody, listen to this. For the next 7 days, you can now refresh the shard shop with crystals. During this time, you can purchase exclusive raid gear. In addition to general... What?
Wait. Client must be restarted. Are you reading this from the forums right now, Baldo?
No, this is posted in a chat you don't want to hear about.
But it's in the forums also. So
okay.
I'll read it really quick for everyone not here. So they have new limited time galactic gear. So if you need extra gear to get your remaining characters ready for raids, there's a galactic gear pack now in the store.
Yeah.
It's raid gear that can be purchased for 660 crystals, up to 3 times a day, and they'll be available only until the 11th of July. And then they have, for the next 7 days, you can now refresh the shard shop with crystals. During this time, you can purchase raid gear in addition to Grievous and random character shards. Again, it ends on the 11th, and they have a new booster pack for the Yoda event.
They have new rewards here. I'm pulling up on the screen now. Finish 5 raids, you get 5 Vader shards and 50,000 credits. I'm going to claim that. Then earn 5,000 total guild currency. You get 2 Vader shards, 20 crystals, and 20k credits. Contribute 10,000 guild bank currency. You get 2 Vader shards, 100k in cash, and 200 token bronzing things. Let me go here and look at that. Inbox. What is this? Oh, nothing of importance.
We also got a summer double drop. Pass the summer days with this 2-day double drop event. Today, rewards will be doubled, excluding XP, crystals, and first-time rewards for all Cantina battles.
Whoa.
I'm glad we knew about that ahead of
After
time.
I already did all my Cantina battles too.
Right. So looking at the Galactic Gear Pack, I know it's not showing up here. Yeah, you can use crystals to get gear. Drops 3 random types of gear pieces. Maximum of 3 purchases per day until pack expire. So that just dropped. You've got 4 days and 6 hours left on it. Well, that was kind of...
Man, that seems like a risk.
Now, past the summer days with this 2-day double drop event. Today, rewards will be doubled, including XP crystals and first-time rewards for all Cantina battles. Great.
Yep.
I wish I knew.
Okay, well, hey, at least... Does that mean we're gonna double the shard drop? Oh, Lando!
Let's find out, because I'm gonna...
Well, we were just
Can I
talking
say
about
how
Grande.
annoying this is that they're doing this today instead of just starting it tomorrow?
Right.
Because everybody's already going to use their energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I want to use my Cantina energy right now. So I guess we can talk about that next week. We can get more into it. So the other thing is the Tebow fiasco where they tried to rework it, and it didn't quite come out the way they wanted. Now, I don't have Tebow. I've got him 7-starred, but I haven't maxed his gear out. I haven't been using him yet on raids. I plan on using him. I'm going to pull him up now. But is there anybody that
my
uses
thoughts
it?
on this?
Yeah, somebody step in and say what I mean, if you used him, I mean, how much of a pain in that fucking ass was it?
I'm not impressed with this. This is horse.
Well, could you clarify what you mean?
The shard shop refresh is 100 crystals. They're pigs.
That's like the word of the day.
They're gonna end up. People are gonna end up doing it just to get their 7-star Vader at this point.
I mean, more power to him.
Yeah.
You're right. Now I've spent 300 crystals. These bastards.
The bastards. No.
See, you can call them pigs and say it's horseshit all you want, but as long as you're doing it, man, they don't give a fuck.
Do I spend 600 and pull fucking 12 cocksucking stun cuffs? That'd be fabulous.
Are you doing that raid gear pack thing?
I don't know.
Let's open the raid gear pack. So Galactic Gear Pack, 4 days, 6 hours.
Let's open.
600 crit. No. Let's not open it. Let's just look at it. It says, and I don't know if you can open it up, Baldo. I mean, not Baldo.
How dare you, sir?
I apologize.
I had it open before previously.
If you read it,
I'm buying one. Let's see what I get.
I mean, it looks at use crystals to get the gear for your favorite characters. You need to get them ready to play. Drops 3 random types of gear, including a chance for raid gear. Well, maximum 3. So basically, you're spending 600 crystals for 3 drops.
It better be raid gear.
Yeah, I'm not spending
Mine's
money on that.
goddamn loading. I'm getting pissed. It's still loaded. I'm bugged.
All right.
I might go on a banana spree here.
Well, we'll miss you. Nobody had thoughts on Tebow?
I used him. He's still bugged. He ran out of his stealth like 2 turns early twice on me today during phase 1. He's back to the way he was before the fix. So if you guys aren't caught up, he was bugged with his stealth. It would randomly disappear. Then they put in a fix, and he became much, much worse, like he wasn't even stealthing properly and all other kinds of things. They reversed it, and now he's back to his old ways, where he's still losing his stealth early. And it happened to me twice.
What a bummer.
Do you know what I pulled?
What'd you pull?
That MK4 droid collar.
Oof.
That I have 499 on.
Nice.
Well, now you're breaking 500. So congrats.
Because of their 12. Because of their 12, it's 498 actually.
No. So you're too short. Pull another one.
Yeah, I better.
Well,
right,
that sucks.
All right, moving on to the next thing. So let's get into...
you guys get all those...
Go ahead.
There's like crazy achievements going on.
Yeah, that's what Ranger went over.
Oh. I was watching some dude got hit by a bus here.
Oh no.
Well, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's bad because like there have been cops here for like hours.
Yeah, probably. All right, next topic.
Yeah, so we're going to get into the... I don't know what happened to the image I had. Again, technical difficulties. Yay, me. Star Wars discussion. Basically talking about Galactic War and the nice little change they made to it. Who wants to tackle this fiasco first?
Oh my! Oh, well, I'll talk about it.
Oh, we know you'll talk about it.
I'd love to.
I mean, it's so freaking odd. I mean, you know, the first 6 nodes I can pretty much auto 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then nodes 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 are like beast mode. And then, I mean, like real beast mode, like 5 characters in, kill 2 of their guys, and everybody else gets wasted. And these are level 87 stars with, you know, gear 8, 9, or 10, or 11 gear on them. And then I get to the last node, and I can literally do it with a team of... I mean, I've done it. I've thrown in my 5 weakest guys, which is like a level 1 Dachka and like a level 36 Mob Enforcer, Guido, Dengar, and Luke Skywalker. You know, nobody over level 50 and nobody in purple gear, and they clean house. It's very odd. It would be better if, you know, if all of that, you know, if all the character levels were spread out a little bit better and I didn't end up with this, like, strange node at the end. I mean, I don't understand their purpose behind what they're doing.
So, I do have a theory on why that's happening. it seems to be happening with people that have a high arena power. So my guess is that they have it kind of scaling. It seems like the hardest node, the first hard node is actually 6.
Yeah.
7 and 8 seem to drop down in difficulty, and then you have 8, 9, 10, 11. If you assume that like the last one is going to be the hardest node, right? A lot of people I think are maybe getting, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 7 difficulty on node 6. Then they're dropping down for 7 and 8. For 9, if your arena power is really high, you're getting maybe like an 8 difficulty. For node 10, you're getting a 9 difficulty. On node 11, you're getting a 10 difficulty. It's a scale of 1 to 10. 12 is going to 11, and 11 goes back to 1. So it's like it's resetting on the last node if your arena power is really high, versus those people that have like a lower arena power, their like scale of 1 to 10 difficulty actually is hitting on node 12. And they just have it hard all the way through from 6 to 12.
Yeah, I'm actually running Galactic War while we're doing this, just to kind of show what's going on, so you guys can keep talking.
Yeah, it's like in their attempt to move the harder node earlier for those with higher power, they realize that there's nothing harder than node 11, so it just like resets back to the beginning and gives us like the easiest possible node that we can get.
So does this mean that in the future, when we have some modifications to the game, that node could potentially get super, super hard?
So that's okay. So the one thing that bothered me about this change was that they made it a stealth change. They didn't put it on a forum post beforehand. They only commented about it afterwards when everybody on the forums was kind of blowing up. So what I think is happening is that initially with Galactic War, and they've said this a few times, that Galactic War isn't supposed to be the easiest thing in the game. It's annoying because that's where most of the credits and everything are that people get. But it wasn't intended to be super, super easy. It was supposed to be a test of your collection. So I think they realized that with the initial Galactic War, when it was first out, that there were people that were having too much difficulty. It was going too long. It wasn't as much fun. So they realized that they had to put easy nodes and then they had to do hard nodes and balance it so it was a good test of your collection. And the first run they did was just way too easy. I'm sure they have numbers that said way too many people completed it. Now they made it too hard, and I'm sure they're having numbers that are showing that a lot of people aren't completing it, and I'm sure they'll dial it back a little bit soon.
Well, when they do that, though, what worries me is I'm one of the people that I get the hard 6, then it's easy for a couple, and then 9, 10, 11 get hard, and are basically 3 meta arena teams in a row, and then I get the easy one at the end. So I know, knowing that, I let a couple guys go, because I know the last one is just an absolute joke. So I hope that they announce when they're going to be correcting that, because I wouldn't want to have a Galactic War where I go through and I think, that last node's going to be easy as hell, so yeah, Ray can go, and there goes Leia or something, so fine. And then I get to the last node, and all of a sudden it's like an old Ben lead with RG and Han and Ray and stuff. That would just send me into a freaking rage.
Yeah. The problem is they're not announcing it. And that's, I think, what annoyed a lot of people. I think if you told them ahead of time that there were going to be more changes, there were going to be more tweaks, then they would have been probably still upset, but at least they would have been able to expect it. Like the day that the changes came, I was like autoing 1 through 5, and then I got to 6, and if I wasn't paying attention, I would have ended that with like 3 lost characters without even realizing like I shouldn't auto this node.
That would have been terrible.
Yeah, like I was autoing for the last like week before that. So I was just like, okay, I know this group can make it all the way down to node 11, and maybe 11 and 12 I have to pay attention to. But the day they changed it, it was awful. And I just caught it before the auto completed it, so then I restarted and finished it, but they just need to announce it better.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, anybody else have any thoughts? Yes, no, forever hold your peace.
I agree.
Robin! God. Alright, so pause the Galactic War that I'm doing just for a moment. Just to bring up the last subject for today before we get into questions and anything like that. And that is, give me a moment. All right, next discussion. It'll be popping on the screen, hopefully. And thanks again to Finn for putting this together. Is what the fuck is this thing? Finn sent this to me. He's like, hey, have you seen this? I'm like, it looks like a big box with stuff on it. I have no idea what the hell you're showing me. What is this thing? Finn, since you sent this to me and stuff, please elaborate and get into more discussion about what the hell is this thing?
All right. So the first slide is obviously what the image is. So that's what EA Jesse put in there as a little teaser. It's kind of funny that these always come when a lot of the people on the forums are upset. It's basically a look over here and forget about all the things you're angry at, and everybody does tend to look at it, so it works. So what you're looking at is what some people are trying to figure out what exactly it is. On the second slide, you'll see that I made a little animation just so you guys can actually visualize it. If you do like a mirror image of this, you'll see that it aligns with a data card. So the image is actually either the backside or like the inside of one of the data cards. So that is what the picture is. Now, what it actually represents is a whole different thing.
It's
on
either
the forum,
it's either backside
or inside.
Or inside, or it's what the data card goes into. Right?
So I don't think it's what the data card goes. I mean, I guess it could be, but I don't think it is, just because of the fact that they always show it going into a slot.
Okay.
And if you look at the image, like whenever you open one of the data cards, the top of the card is always showing, and there is no reason for the top of the image to be notched that way, because the notching at the top is exactly like the data card.
Okay.
So a lot of the forum posts have a few different theories on what exactly this is. The common thing is that there are 6 different plus signs, just like the character people. So a lot of people think this has something to do with gearing. The fact that there's a lot of different shapes on it, people think this is the gearing of a ship of some kind. Some people think that it's also something to do with character enhancements and all these other kinds of things. Seeing as how last week I announced I'm farming Plo Koon out of all characters on Cantina Battle,
How dare you?
appeared. I seem to be the real Sith of Genius Kook on the panel here. So I kind of have a different theory altogether. It's a little bit more of a fun theory. I hope it's correct, but it's more likely than not, it's probably not. So what you'll see, what you'll see actually is I made a little modification to the actual image. There are 6 black spots next to each of the plus signs, and they all each connect into the central chip. So my theory on it is that the central chip is actually going to be like a raid boss. So I think this is going to be kind of a new raid altogether. The middle area where I have the little skull is actually going to be where the raid boss is. You can actually go ahead and fight him at any point that you want. On the left side is what's going to be the starting of the raid. So you'll see that there are there are still 2 black spots, and 4 of them that are green. The green ones are actually buffs, and the buffs are what the raid boss actually has, and Ranger switched away from it. But in any case,
it was enough. God damn it.
So there are 4 buffs, and after you complete each of those stages, it actually removes the buff from the raid boss. The other 2 actually will apply a debuff, and overall it will actually reduce it so it's a manageable boss to fight. If you fight it earlier, then you're going to have a harder boss to fight. But that's just my theory. The rewards, I think, in the end are going to be ship tokens that the guild will collect. I think there might be like a guild ship, and it'll actually do guild versus guild wars.
They want you to put it back up, Ranger.
No.
The chat wants you to put it back up. They're like, well, I can tell that Finity has definitely put his tinfoil hat on while he's talking about this item, and I'm glad that you went all out and you put some thought behind your tinfoil idea.
Yes, that's why I did the images and everything too. So you can actually kind of see it. It makes sense to me that way.
Let me put it back up for Django Fett has a fucking cow.
So, do I think the rewards will be better if you go sooner? So, my theory on that is that I don't think it will be that much easier. I think if you don't go in with any of them completed, you'll basically lose. It's going to be designed that those 7 dots are going to be reducing how much effect it actually has. So if you do like a tier 1 completion, it completely removes offense up. Versus if you do the tier 7 completion, it only leaves 50% offense up on the boss, or something to that extent.
So what's the
same thing?
So what's the reward that you get? You think
you get a
creamy
Jello pudding pop, and you get to put it in the mouth and give it to Grandepatron and the fizzle fazzle.
So my guess is that based on a lot of the complaints on the raid so far, the fact that like different people get different amounts and all those kind of things, I think every individual person will get some kind of credits and guild currency from beating each of the different 6 areas and the boss. But more importantly, from the boss, I think if a guild beats it, they will actually get guild ship tokens, and each guild is going to have its own ship, and the ships that everybody's hoping for, I think, is actually going to start a guild versus guild thing. So you have to complete this raid, which I think is going to be a 1-week cooldown, no guild bank coin needed raid. So every week you have to, and on average, complete one of those things each day. So each of the plus signs, and then the final one is the boss. And then you collect guild ship tokens, you upgrade your guild ship to 7 stars or whatever, and then you do guild wars.
Okay.
Can I take it down now?
Well, do you have a theory, Ranger?
Yes, I think it's just, my simple theory is that it's just some device you can add to characters just to enhance any abilities that they have, damage, that kind of stuff.
Thank you. I love Ranger. I love Ranger's idea. Can you keep it up, and can you ask somebody else their opinion?
Yeah. Let me think.
Okay, if I stop. Sorry, an update just went live. Raid gear is now available in the shard shop for 600 crystals.
You're late.
You're late.
You're late.
Damn it!
Ha ha. Ha ha.
You're late by about 10 minutes.
That's why I told you that we covered it in the stream, man.
By the way.
Dude, I sent you a fucking message saying, I know. We're covering it in the stream, brah.
Listen, brah.
Damn it, Supreme Cereal, brah.
God, she.
You're lucky I don't have cereal to eat on the stream.
Well, that's your own fault. Captain Crunch. Not only is it delicious, but it makes your mouth bleed.
It does. It does.
So Grande Pupane, do you have a theory, or did you like mine?
I like your theory, or some variation of your theory.
Yeah, I just don't think that they're that complicated. I mean, I really love if Finn is correct. I think would be brilliant. But then again, I ain't gonna hold my breath, brah. Stu, do you have a thought on what this might be, or somebody speak?
Yeah, and then afterwards, I want to go back to Affinity's theory for a minute.
My theory on it is I really don't give a shit.
What the hell does Stu think?
I just don't care enough. I mean, we can sit here and talk about it till we're blue in the face, and we just don't know. I mean, the data card thing, it works, it matches up. I can see that, and I can see it being a data card. It looks like a data card. I've read a few theories about it and what's going on, and it's like, it's a new raid, it's a new gear, it's a new way of doing something.
Hey, maybe it's a tricorder from Star Trek, and they're cross-pollinating.
I don't know. It could be a strap-on. I really don't care. I mean, the game is still going to remain the game. I don't think this is going to be anything game-breaking or revolutionary or evolutionary in the game at all. It's just probably, more than likely, going to be another payment vehicle. Just whatever it is, get ready to open up your wallets. That's the safest bet that we can make about it. Because it is EA, it is CG, and no matter what, you're going to have to spend some crystals.
That's right. And you'll like it too.
I'm a little upset that Finity didn't explain away the 7 dots above each one.
More
I did.
The pluses.
I did explain it.
Okay, well I missed that part. So tell me what the 7 dots are.
Okay, so each of the areas represents a buff, right? So if you look in the top left, for example, on the left one where it's Ranger, hook it down again. Okay, in any case, the top left had a maximum health increase buff. So if you complete tier 1, 100% of that buff is removed. If you complete tier 7, which would be the 7 dots, let's say 50% is removed. And then in between would vary, and you need the different stars in order to do it. So same thing, in order to clear tier 7 of that one, you would need 7-star characters. And if you do the 7 one, they still keep 50%.
Okay. My head is completely spinning, and I'm not a child, and we are grown men playing a child's game. So I don't know how I would explain this to an 11-year-old, let alone a 7-year-old, who are both at this point playing the game.
Do the one.
I love your theory.
It's simple.
I just tell him my explanation and my theory.
I will. I'll tell him, don't worry. You don't have a credit card linked to your account. Just keep playing.
Yep.
But I do think that in the end it's going to relate to how many ship tokens you get, if this is correct.
Whoa.
So if you do like all the 7 stars or all the tier 7s for all of those before going in to face the boss, you'll get 42 ship tokens.
How long were we talking about? Scoundrel events before we actually got one? I think we started talking about them in November.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have a long time till we get ships. It's just my opinion. But.
You're probably right, but it's my optimistic unicorn view.
I'd be more on the side of the ships if there was anything that would suggest that they're even preparing for ships.
There's no, ship synergy characters like Biggs, so...
Well, chances are they'll introduce that at the same time.
It's mentioned in one useless character does not mean ships are coming.
Yeah, but they haven't released any characters relating to ships at all, so...
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's just... I don't know.
I'm not sure.
It's in the game data. They've already mined the game data.
Yeah, it's in the game data. There's 2 different places where it looks like there's ships. The hut character that's in the cantina has ships in front of him, and there's one that kind of looks like it on the next to the raid, next to the Rancor, where it looks like there's like little mini ships circling something. So, and I think if they introduce ships, they would introduce those abilities kind of as passive abilities on certain characters without doing it right now.
I think that's ships. To me, it looks like sperm going to an egg.
Well,
I'm
not sure
where to get your fuck on.
That's how you get the new Leia character.
That's how you get the new Leia character. There you go. You have to breed them. There's going to be a breeding. There's going to be a breeding section in this game.
Required Han Solo to enter that.
Yeah,
Luke.
Yeah, no. So
no. We're not impregnating Leia with Luke. No.
Han Solo and Leia together, and you get Rey with a lightsaber.
Dude, it would be funny is if you mated Luke and Leia and you got like Darth Derp.
No.
I'll tell you what. Mom and
Luke
Dad
and Leia
should give me a
together,
nice
and you get
lightsaber so I can
Jar
go
Jar.
around whacking off people.
You get who, Grande?
You get Sith Jar Jar.
Oh no.
No. Alright, so I'm on node 6 in GW, and this is where it gets fun. Now, I'm usually rank 1 in PvP. But that stuff I was doing GW while you guys are talking. So, I just don't know what EA is thinking doing this crap. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys. I was just giving an update.
Well, I think we're at the point where we're going to start taking questions.
Yes, start taking questions while I try to figure this shit out.
Stu is fairly ignorant. What the fuck, Janko? To what?
Janko, do you want to announce the questions, or do you want me to announce the one that you have?
He's not listening to us in Discord. He's listening to us on YouTube.
Oh yeah, on
Can,
YouTube.
can we
He's gonna
ban Sith too?
I think he's the one that'd be able to ban you, actually.
Damn right.
Do it, Brett. Do it.
Okay.
Come on, Brett.
Brett.
So, we got a question from Duncan. asking about those that bought layer shards. Will they get refunds if they bought her in shipments before they switched her over to Arena?
No.
Yeah.
No, they won't. I bought her in shipments and finished her off that way. Oh well,
yeah.
Stupid me.
That's pretty much it. There were a lot of posts on the forum about it. No EA person ever responded. A lot of them actually, like the moderators, started putting in the terms of service for getting a refund and all these other kinds of nonsense in there. It doesn't look like you're going to get a refund for that. You can try. I don't think it would be... It's not something that they're going to do whole scale. Now, if you actually spend the time to open a ticket and complain, maybe they'll do something, but nothing in particular.
Yeah, if you're sitting around thinking that one day you're going to open up the game and you're going to have a message with, 600 crystals or 1,200, whatever you spent, nope. Not going to happen.
All right. Next question from Brandon Aiken. Why do Lumi and Leia need a scanner?
Well, they're both attackers,
for the extra potency for...
For Lumi, it's because of her energy blast, I imagine, and the ability
It's
block.
a force push and ability block. For Leia, no idea.
Did anybody else have any theories?
To be a pain in the ass. Just to be a pain.
So, there is a theory that potency actually does more than what is actually said to be done, which is the only way that it makes sense as to why Leia needs 150% potency to begin with. It might be that it's associated with their gain also, but I'm not sure. Because she has a chance of gaining turn meter on every turn, so maybe potency is related to that, but there's really nothing else. Let's see, next question. Donald, is Anakin viable as a support character versus a leader? Like, can I put him with Ben lead? So have you guys faced Anakin in either of those situations?
Yeah,
I faced him as a lead.
I didn't have any problem with dispatching Anakin. I don't know how you guys experiences with him, but I mean, there's a guy that runs with Anakin as lead on my shard top 10, but it's an all Jedi team. But Dooku just lays Scunny to his ass, and I just wasn't impressed with his AoE damage or anything. Anybody else have any opinions on that?
We're talking old Ben lead and Anakin on the side, or Anakin on the side? I mean, Anakin lead.
I've seen both.
I faced a GW last node with an old Ben lead and Anakin like max geared as a side character. It's kind of annoying, especially with an RG next to it. You really can't kill anyone besides RG, and once he's down, Anakin like buffs up and like whacks your anus, basically. And then with old Ben, just basically, you can't hit Anakin to stop him from gaining, offensive up, or just to prevent him from being in hassle. Because, evasion from old Ben, and old Ben just, offensive down on you. It's just, honestly, it's hell. I lost 3 teams on it, and I just couldn't finish GW with any of my teams.
So I have both on my server. I have an Anakin lead team, and I have a old Ben lead Anakin team. I have no issue with either of them. His tenacity is kind of crap. So I just keep him stun locked with RG like the entire time. And then I kill another character, he gets full turn meter, but he was stunned, so he does jack shit. So yeah, I have no issue with Anakin on facing him. I think on offense he could be good, but defensively I don't think he's all that dangerous. So you have a lot of different things here.
The weekly Guild Bank coin contribution list has been reset to 0.
Yeah, what's that all about?
I don't know. That's upsetting.
As well as the lifetime.
Really? Oh, yeah. All right. Well.
All kinds of fun things happening. All right, what's the next question?
So, next question is from Nick. is, well, I guess this kind of goes to my theory on how EA can make money on one ship per guild. I suppose that is a fair question. You guys have, if that's the theory, so this is my crackpot theory and I'm asking you guys to comment on it. If there is only going to be one ship per guild and they do guild wars, how can EA make money off of it? Come up with ideas.
I don't really give it much thought to really give a honest opinion. How can they make money off it? They'll find a way to make money. I mean, it's EA, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Finn, what do you think would be the way they did it? Usually pretty good about, as evident made earlier, of what you think that...
Crackpot theory?
Yeah! Let's do some theory crafting with Finn. And now, theory crafting with Finn. What do you think, buddy? Come on, buddy.
My only my only guess is that there's going to be a little bit of a different mechanic to the raids. So it's going to require some more characters that people aren't farming. Although, with the recent event, people are actually farming different characters, so it's a little different. But if you start getting people to farm characters that they're not typically using and those kind of things, that's probably how they would go about it. So I would expect more character releases. And it's not necessarily the ships that would make the money, it's the characters in order to get the ship for the guild. That would be where people get money.
You really think they're going to do ships that fast?
I don't know. That's just my guess on it. Chances are they're not doing ships that fast. Or the other thing is that they're introducing the raid in order for guilds to get their ships up, and they're actually going to introduce the ship event later. So they don't have to do it all at once.
Well, last I checked, there was a 5-cent bet between you and me saying when ships were coming.
Oh?
Yep. If I lose, he owes me 5 cents, and if I win, I get 5 cents from him.
Wait. What's the bet? What's the what's the date?
Bet, like first male-born child or something like that.
That's what he wanted.
Wait.
The bet was just a date on when ships would actually be introduced.
Which date is in question? It's not a real bet till you let everybody else know.
Yeah, Affinity. Do you remember your date? I remember mine.
Yeah, mine was August 1st.
Mine is February 2nd, 2017.
Oh. Okay.
So we have a big difference.
But I gotta say, I gotta lean more towards what Stu was saying about the mysterious image. Not that it's like, don't care, don't know, but more along the lines of, it looks like a data card. It acts like a data card. Maybe it's their inner workings of exactly how that data card works. Each box basically says what type of character it is. The stars indicates what level star that's going to come out of that card. And I don't know, maybe they'll do some kind of inner workings where you can calculate what you'll get out of it. But I don't think it's anything like groundbreaking. I've been theorizing as much as the next guy. I think I like the theory that it's a raid strategy, but because it looks like a data card and it's EA, has got me a little worried that it's nothing that I want to get my hopes up too big for. And as far as it being ships, yeah, I think that's a further out thing.
Shit, it's what we do. All right, next question.
All right, let's see. Next question is Janko. Well, I'll skip Janko's question for now and go to Ewalkins, which is, who should be your 5th character with an I'm a Gundy lead, Ayla, Kit, and Anakin? So I'm a Gundy lead, Ayla, Kit, Anakin. Who should be the 5th?
Ray. Always Ray.
Mm-hmm.
So we have
to Ray or not to Ray.
I mean, your choices are either Ray or Royal Guard, right? I mean, effectively. I mean, maybe you might say Old Ben, but I'm probably going to say Ray is the answer. Ray, and more Ray.
Yeah, I'd say Ray. You need more offense. RG is too defensive.
The team's trying to be defensive with all counter.
Yeah, or Qui-Gon Jinn to break up any RG taunts, and
I was
still
actually
get the
gonna-
counter chance with that.
Yeah, going outside the box a little bit here, I would keep up the whole counter team and maybe pick like a first order stormtrooper. There.
I think 5s will work better, honestly. He has a better counter chance, and speed down, I think he has a better potency than First Order.
Tessin in the house. What's up, guys?
What's up, scene? Right as we're starting to wrap up.
All right, next question. Do we have a next question, Finn?
Yes. The last question is from Janko, and it's actually directed towards you, Ranger.
Oh, no.
His question is, where did your chromosomes go?
Where did my chromosomes go?
Oh my god.
I think I left some in his mom, and then the rest went around the world.
You put the pudding in the pudding pop.
Butt slammed!
Now, is there any other stupid questions that you'd like to ask me, Jango Fett? Because I went up to the child and I said, Jango Fett, you cannot ask stupid questions on the stream of the Ranger. Or I'm going to get Kylo Ren, he's going to use a special lightsaber and stick it in your ass.
Oh my goodness.
That's pretty much it for the questions then.
Awkward.
I love Django. I'm just giving him a hard time. He's a good guy.
All right.
I have a question.
He's
Yes.
a fucking asshole.
What's the question?
Can I say fuck?
Yes.
Just did.
I was joking about the debacle.
It's all good. So for y'all watching the stream, I'm doing Galactic War. You can kind of see that this is where it gets tricky. I just did No 9. I lost Dooku doing it, which is okay. I've got a pretty good squad. I would say with Galactic War, you need an A and a B team, just for the fact of who you're going to face. Oh, goody, a droid team next. Jesus Christ.
You know, I'm not sure on the exact math, Ranger, but I think I've been playing around with GW a bit. I think the max, if you go in with 35, you'll end up 35k is the limit for not having an easy node. You go in with a PvP squad of 36. You seem to get the easy node every time. I've been playing back and forth to see what it takes to get the easy one and what it takes to get the hard one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's 35, 36, maybe as low as 34. If you're 34, there could be a random number generator like based off that tier, but somewhere between 34 and 36. If I'm 36, I usually always get the easy node for 12.
I'm gonna say that it's not 34 because I'm at 34 and I get the hard node last time every time. I think 35k is the cutoff.
That's good to know. So have you ever seen the easy node yet?
Not once. And my max arena team's like 34-8.
Well, that's perfect. That's perfect. So I would say it's probably pretty close to 35, 36 is going to be is the range. I mean, I would encourage people to test that out. You know, if they can afford to do that. I mean, switching out like a Stormtrooper Han for a Red Guard or something like that in their squad, if they haven't already done that, can make that difference potentially. Just to make their last node an easy day to end on.
I thought it was based on the highest win you've ever had, and it doesn't change day to day.
Mine changes day to day.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes it's hard all the way, sometimes it's easy, and it's usually based, because I change my PvP squad a lot, just because I have fun with it. I mean, I want to play around. Once I get to the number 1 spot and I have some remaining wins, I usually like screw around with other squads.
Oh.
All right, homies, I got to peace out.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's about that
Peace
time.
out, Holmes.
All right, well, other than the sound glitch, which I don't know, it's like a thing we have. Like if we don't have something go wrong, I don't think it's a real Sith of Genius stream if someone's putting away dishes in the background. Really? You're gonna wash dishes while we're streaming?
Lampshade.
Lampshade, I'm going
Damn it, Vinny.
I'm going to kill you.
And I moved Lampshade out of the room.
Thank you. All right. Well, thanks everybody for showing up. Finn, is there any sites I need to check out or anything like that?
Yeah, so in the description of our live stream, we have a link to the website, our YouTube channel, so please subscribe. We have a link to the Rebel Base Discord, so hop on and chat with us. As you saw today, we have a voice chat going, and sometimes there's going to be a lot of people on there having all kinds of conversations, so feel free to join us. You also have a link to Sith Lord Stu YouTube, so go to his channel, subscribe to him, and yeah, check out those sites. We have a Facebook and a Twitter site. They're up, but they're not really running. So you can go ahead and join them, but don't expect much from them.
All right. Well, are we doing a stream on Saturday as well?
Yes, we're going to try to stream on Saturday. Hopefully
Sweet.
it works. So this next Saturday coming up is going to be the next stream. So, yeah, I think we should be good on that.
All right. Cool.
All right.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for coming by. This is Real Sith the Genius, and we are signing out. Peace, everybody.
Later.
See you guys.
Are we off?